So this little 2¼ pound wedge head needs a handle. And I have various logs here from a firewood pile. This is the butt end, and you want to stay away from that because the grain is all flary and wonky. Next example you want to stay away from is stuff that has small knots, big knots, and these small ones. You might get a hatchet handle out of one end of that. And then you want to watch out for cracks that were in it from the harvesting methods. That would be a nice piece right there. The upper end, you have to be aware of the butt. But I like the little sweep in it. And then you have the example of the small piece that's only, it might be 2 inches to the pith. And to get a handle, I make all my handles this way, not this way, but this way, which a lot of people don't like, or there seems to be a few people that don't abide by that approach. So the pith would be in the, you get the pith in the handle, which I try to avoid. So the best candidate here is this piece of yellow birch. Plenty of room, and it's only going to be, probably 28 to 30 inches on that 2½ pound head, which is plenty of room here to get rid of most of that butt. So I'm going to try that piece of yellow birch. This is a typical handle that I like. It's not overly crooked. It can abide by the natural grain in the log. And it has this sweep here. So on this piece of birch, I'm going to shoot for something like this. Got this little bit of hollow. So one of the first steps is to orientate your axe. I got this a little bit of hollow in the handle, and I like lines, so I get lines going. That's the head. Then I'm going to draw a line through the center of the eye, from the bit right back to the pole, right through the center of the eye. These lines eventually will be chased down both the front and the back of the handle, all the way to the knob. And those lines will stay on the axe handle for as long as I can. Now if I lose them by shaving, then I reapply them. And these lines that run down the length will be often a long straight edge or even a snapped line. A handle made in this orientation is less likely to bow, because if I had an axe handle made in this orientation, a slice of this log is more apt to bow on a natural bow that's present in most woods. So that handle will have a high likelihood of that handle bowing later on. Even rived out, more so with a sawn material. So I started with a froe, which this is just a leaf spring. I think it's from a Toyota. Might not be. But you can see just looped around and curled with a stick in it. I was able to flatten it out a little bit and then ground a wedge on it. So I started the crack with that, buried it, and then drove it in about 3 or 4 inches, enough to get the wedges going. It's got a little spiral to it. Yellow birch smells like wintergreen. Where is it? There it is. So this split was a little cleaner without as much spiral in it. And the idea when you rive stuff out is you always want to take half. You don't want to like split from the outside edge and work your way in because you'll end up with wedge-shaped shingles. The closer you can get it to split in half, the more equal it will split down the length. So like this piece is fairly consistent down its length.